We are about 2 weeks ahead of xDefiant's release. Some people are speculating it's going to release in the teens of October. And some people have very loud concerns about whether or not it will perform well and it'll compete with Call of Duty's newest title when it's releasing so close. Modern Warfare 3 2023 releases sometime in November. I think it's like the 10th. And I think honestly that's a pretty reasonable time away. Anyway, I wanted to make this video because I think there are some points that are lost in communication when people are discussing this topic. Firstly, people are saying that the game will be dead on release because it's so close to Modern Warfare 3. That in itself is more than likely false. For a game to be dead on release is extremely rare and has more to do with the game itself being faulty or having false promises in a severe case, rather than its competition taking all of its players. Which in that sense, yes, will be the result if a game was dead on release, but that doesn't make it the primary cause. The constitution and argument for xDefiant being dead on arrival is just not there. But moving on to closely related, releasing near Modern Warfare 3 that may pose an issue. There is a lot of factors that go into the games that people play for an extended period of time. When we talk about xDefiant and Call of Duty, it's obvious which one has the better establishment. Esports, bigger teams, bigger budgets, bigger development, that's Call of Duty. But looking at the more social side of things, we have content creators, we have friends, people who have influence, and of course where people feel like maybe they're improving the most or they have the most fun, or maybe it's something that they're good at. When it comes to releasing at the same time, quote unquote, I don't think there's going to be a problem for either of these titles. The people whose friends play Call of Duty and their favorite YouTuber plays Call of Duty will probably play Call of Duty. That was going to be no different. The people who play Call of Duty professionally will still play Call of Duty, most likely because that's the game they're best at, and that's what they get paid to do. I don't see xDefiant getting huge tournaments and leagues very soon after release, but that's because the game isn't really popular and doesn't have that kind of budget or pool. I will say though, the game is going to be very competition ready, it seems like. The whole reason the devs have delayed it for so long is because they are looking to fix a lot of the bugs in the gameplay. So then it comes down to the social aspect, which is the content creators and your friends. Like I said, if your favorite YouTuber plays Call of Duty, then you're probably going to play that instead. But when I think of xDefiant's marketing and projection, it's basically people on Twitter working overtime to say good or bad things about this game. In fact, all the instances in which I've ever read anything about this game have been on Twitter. So with that being said, I think the people who play this game initially will be based on how popular it is on Twitter, or social media for that matter. The game is free after all, so it is very easy to get someone's foot in the door. The task is having them stay. And in addition to xDefiant being free, the real factor in how long it lasts is the development team and how much support they put into it, which right now seems like a lot. The developers are very vocal about what they're feeling and what their goals are with the game. They're very personal, and that's one quality that Ubisoft really excels at. I remember in the Division days, they were very focused on getting the opinions and thoughts of prominent players in the franchise. You could actually meet the developers at E3 in the lounge, but that's irrelevant now. Semi-long story short, I think this game will succeed in its own standards. Granted, I don't know what they are, but I think this game will probably have around 5,000 to 10,000 players for at least a year. And that's even on the safe side. So long as the servers stay on and developers don't really forget about this game, it'll do just fine. In reality, Call of Duty and xDefiant will probably just coexist. Obviously, one being bigger than the other, but that's not really an issue. People should learn to play the game they like and not the one that's most popular. Of course, saying that in a multiplayer space is kind of disingenuous because you need at least 10 other people to play with you. But I'm certain you could find 10 people to play the game that you all like. That's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.